that, party that.
We monsters on deck, man. Two of a kind. We in the building, and like I said, we doing videos in haunted houses. And
even the monster video itself.
Oh yeah, check out that too. Two of a kind monsters.
Oh shit!
We went back and forth. We were in an abandoned haunted house.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Called White Hill Mansion.
Yeah.
White Hill Mansion out
White
Jersey.
Hill Mansion.
Yep. It's an old place where George Washington used to be at. Like these people got killed up in that joint. A lot of people, for real. It was back in the Revolutionary War. It's a house. It's like a, you know what I mean? We had to pay a little pretty penny to get in that bitch and shoot for a day.
I'm sure you did.
That shit was crazy.
Shout out to Welch. That was a crazy video.
Yeah, so we got a lot of shit. So what's good, man? We here.
You tell me what's good.
We down with OPP. Two of a kind is here, man.
I was afraid what would happen if I didn't get you here.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, he was on it like that.
You'd have been. Listen, he'd have been on the list.
I think you worked Tiki's.
It would have been on the list.
I think you worked Tiki's nerves, though.
Yeah, blame Craig. He's good
at
that.
Tiki list.
Blame
Craig.
Craig.
Tiki list. You know what I mean? Craig's list.
I said Tiki.
I mean,
Craigslist is crazy.
Yeah. I told Tiki, I said, why you think I got you scheduled?
Hey, it is what it is, you know.
No,
This
is dope, though. This is dope. I'm glad that we finally got you here. We was able to work out.
Finally.
You know, scheduling didn't permit everything what we both wanted, but you know, we're gonna make a lot of things happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, bro.
Me too.
100%.
Me too. I mean, we've been seeing you grow since you started this shit. So
I feel special. I got the two
That's
hosts
what's up.
of Beats and the Beats.
Yeah, man, we chilling.
My crib. Like,
Yeah.
Thank
you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yo, listen, and it's also special because this is our first like off-screen pod.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because typically we're on the pod, we're sitting on the couch with y'all, and we're doing it. This is our first one where we actually just highlighting the guest.
That's dope.
Just having you and not our ugly faces on the front.
ugly face.
Just two grumpy old men instead of
two,
four.
Two instead of four.
Right.
That's all. Yeah.
Well,
listen, and shout out to my cousin, because if you look at the shirt that he has on right now, you don't. So people don't know he's a nobody. He polo out, all dripped out. Everything is polo, 100%. If you watch everything. His name is Ralph's Favorite, or IG.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So to get him to wear a polo, I got his ass up out of that polo, bro.
Let's go.
No, y'all repping the brand strong, though. Like I said, we ain't matched with the merch. We got the black tee and the white tee. But look, at the end of the day,
it's cool, y'all.
We here. We chilling. We comfortable. You know what I mean? We grumpy. We
cool.
woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
That's cool. We're going to call y'all 101 Dalmatians.
101. Let's go. Got an album 101.
Red and 1010.
Hey, 101.
Remember Red and 1010?
Red and 1010.
I don't keep it 100. I keep it 101 now.
I keep it 101 now. Yep, exactly. Nah, but we here.
I got the black tee.
Yeah.
Lynch got the white tee. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that plays off the two of a kind concept. Why we got together to begin with. We both rap the same, but we're completely different.
Exactly. It's way different. You know what I mean?
It plays off it anyway.
It does. It really just come on, bro. You know what I mean? It's a no brainer.
Well, we got two dope guests. Everybody get ready to introduce. But before we introduce them, let's welcome Opposing Perspectives Podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Big fan, man. I be seeing y'all.
Yes.
Y'all are not stagnant. Y'all be moving.
Yes. I'm your host, Sedale. You can find us. I'm your host, Sedale. You can find me on Survive and Thrive 88. And I have my other host,
James, a.k.a. Ralph's Favorite. Your boy.
Hey, on IG. Where's the rest of it?
Don't forget. Ralph's Favorite on IG and Polo Forever 77 on Twitter. Come on now. Get with it.
So it definitely means something. He's out of the polo right now.
You can find us on all social media platforms on YouTube. Please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and the notification bell.
Yeah.
We got some dope individuals too. You know, Craig Lynch, I grew up with you. J. Dot, I known you later on down the line.
Yes, sir.
This is dope. You know, we got two rappers who work with a number of people in the industry who have also started their own platform, Beats on the Beats, and had it growing. They're two of a kind. Craig Lynch, J Dot.
Yes, sir. You know what kind it is.
Yeah, you know what kind it is. Man, look, happy to be here again. I appreciate, like I said, accolades, but we take it out on the microphone. We'll sit there and say, "Oh, you haven't done what I've done." It's just facts that we've done that. We like to talk about it, and we prove it with everything, with the action, though. You know what I mean? In my opinion. So in all aspects, we prove it with action. They could say what they want about me, about that, but you get us in that under the spotlight. I'm telling you now, we're gonna impress.
Nah, real rap. But before we get into the everyone you worked in your whole career, but let's talk about who is Craig Lynch, where you from, and how did you get into entertainment?
Hey man, born in Philly, came out to Jersey around 13, 14, nothing crazy. Came out to Jersey, and I was doing music coming into Jersey. Like I said, I was with my cousin, and I've been Craig Lynch. That's my real name. You know what I mean? Used to be Snipe, switched to the artist name Craig Lynch. So it's like, I used to be the artist Snipe, but Craig Lynch wound up being that rapper, that MC, and just throwing parties and throwing shit. Organizing has always been something I do. I mean, I think I got that from my mom and pops. They always been just super organized, and my dad used to be a DJ. You know what I mean? So, of course, I'm me. I'm my own man. But like Craig Lynch has been created from people above me. Like it's a whole image. It's a whole So you gotta love yourself. You feel me? And I'm just a cocky son of a bitch.
Definitely. When did you know?
Sorry.
When did you know that you was
Only one Craig Lynch.
Can you talk about when you yes, that shit fucked me up too.
Sorry.
When you started music, can you talk about the process of when you started making music continuously, and when did you know you were like different? Let's say that.
I say coming into Jersey because I got right into a rap group right away. Because in high school people was rapping in the lunchrooms and all that. Once my first group, Royal Aces, heard me rapping, I stood out, and I don't know. It just always something I love to do, man. I don't do much. I ain't play sports. I ain't, you know what I mean? I'm just really doing it, like. So the answer to the question is just, it's me. It's just what I do. It's music. This is, I could start 20 years ago. I could have started 5 years ago. I was supposed to do this. If that's how I feel.
Right. I feel that. Hold up.
Oh, no, yeah, go ahead. My bad.
Listen, this guy over here in a white tee, he can talk all day.
Yes.
I mean, I need to find out about my man in the black tee, my man J Dot.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to ask, because you guys started around the Smoking Aces, correct?
Royal Aces? Nah.
Royal Aces, okay.
That was before, I think before I met J Dot.
Right before, yeah.
Yeah, right before I met J Dot, I was with Royal Aces. Then I got with New Jersey Rebel, Matt Hoops, and MR, True Gunners. That's when I met J Dot. He was in GED with Brody, all them guys. And then like me and Dot, they just knew. Dot was over there, I was over here. We was both lethal. We went through a case where we dissed each other on a track. Me and Dot had a little situation. Back in the day.
Can you tell us
who got that audio?
And that's what I wanted doing the rundown.
Rebel, New Jersey Rebel.
Can you tell us about meeting this individual and what it was like, and then how y'all go from frenemies and
Yeah, no, absolutely. So like at around the time like before we met, when he was with the Royal Aces and stuff like that, I was still doing my thing, just getting started, like, right, and we're talking like 8th, 9th grade. Yeah, I mean, we're talking like early on, 20 plus years ago, right? But yeah, then I got with the group. I got with GED. He was already doing the True Gunners thing. Like, we knew each other. We went to the same high school. We all was cool, really. It was just two separate movements within the high school, right? So like the GED movement was popping. We had a mixtape that we were selling for $10 all around the school, and everybody knew who we were. I was featuring on the True Gunner stuff because I was cool with them too. So we was already like, intertwined in the same path. And it wasn't until really like the ciphers and we used to battle across the street from the school, like battle other guys and go to parks and battle other crews. And we just that's kind of how both movements within the high school linked up. And then just shortly after that, we just started rocking out together. We did have that little friction, I guess you could call it, right? Like, just I'm
blaming on the alcohol.
I'll just put it this way, right? It don't matter how or why it started. At the end of the day, like, we were always the type of spitters that were looking for smoke regardless. So it could have been something real stupid, just some high school dumb shit. And it's like, fuck it, I'm dissing him. And that's what happened. I dissed him, he dissed me back. I dissed him again. We fought, we made up, and everything was cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, shit got real in the Overbrook trenches. You know what I mean?
Have gone up against each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not about nothing. Like DMX and Jay-Z, before they was out, remember they had the famous battle. So, like, if you a real MC, you've likely done going up against, you know, somebody that you rocking with, your counterpart or whatever. Still sharp and still.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm
100%. And mind you, like I said, like we ain't really like the whole GED and the whole True Gunner stuff probably started popping off. We're talking like junior year of high school. This happened. The beef happened senior year. So we're still in high school at that point. You know what I mean? Like, and still nice and still like, you know, making a mark out here, battling other guys and stuff too.
Absolutely.
So by the time that high school shit was done with, we was rocking out. We put a mixtape out together, but you know what I mean, and then just continue to rock out.
It rung bells though, and I'll tell you the market for the J. Dot and Craig Lynch beef. It was called "Let the People Judge" on MySpace. On MySpace,
we're talking MySpace days. We
Let
was ready
the people judge.
Yo, shout out to New Jersey Rebel because he was the instigator. He was gonna put out the whole mixtape track for track. Just this is back and forth. We only made it 3 before we fought. Though,
yeah, exactly. I just called Dot like, come through, bro, by yourself.
Don't tell me you went on the MySpace page and you had the diss track playing. You remember how you had the music playing right
in the back? I'm sure I did. I know Dot
100% we did.
No, we really sold it though. I'm talking the whole high school, bro.
Yeah.
Overbrook was popping from freshman year to senior year, like these guys, because they know us as them two white rappers in the school. You know
we're talking the mixtape wave leading up to that for 3 years, and then the whole beef for a year, and then you know what I mean?
Hey, I just want to clarify, when you say Overbrook, that's not Overbrook in Lower Marion, Philly area.
Nah, shout out to Pine Hill, man.
South Pine Hill, New Jersey, South Jersey in the building.
Yep, yeah, went to Overbrook in South Jersey.
Cool.
Jersey in the building, but Philly in the building. Shout out Lynch.
Florida's in the building.
Philly's home, bro.
Florida here too.
Bro, you gotta understand, James. We used to call Philly. We used to have our own podcast in Philly every week.
Yeah, shout out to
Philly
ABM
was home.
101. You know what I mean?
Philly was home.
Full-time radio show for the record. Fuck trash rappers.
Exactly.
Yeah, Philly's our second home for sure. Honestly, I used to always say that Philly was our first home. Yeah. If we're being like on the run that we were on, they just show so much love because I mean, if you a Jersey individual or a Jersey artist or just somebody trying to make it in Jersey, you've probably at some point encountered the fact that like people pull each other down and don't really try to do stuff with each other and win together. It's always like a competition. Like, so for us to step outside of that realm and do so many shows in Philly, have the radio show in Philly and stuff like that, we was looking at that like our first home for a while. Yeah. But it's Jersey to the core, you know that. But shout out to both.
Listen, that's what's up, and it speaks volumes that we were so well received in Philly because, as you know, in Philly, we look at everybody different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Jersey being so close, it's always been like, just like with Baltimore, New Jersey, Baltimore, Philly. So the fact that you guys were received, that speaks volumes for your talent and your ability.
But like we also like, and I'll never shy over the fact that like, even in the high school stuff that we were talking about when me and Lynch met, we're putting mixtapes out and battling and stuff like that. That's when the Philly underground scene was popping. That's when the DVD scene was popping, and that's kind of what we was coming up off. The Joey Jahaz, the Meek Mills, the Reed Dollars, like those type. Like so, like we already were like cut from that cloth. So like when we stepped into like the Philly scene later on, it's almost like we felt like that's probably where we should have been at to begin with. Yeah. So like, but yeah, I mean, we also brought some of them guys on for like. When we had the radio show out there, like shout out to Slaughter Rico, Eness, you know what I mean? Like,
DJ
Slaughter Rico, Eness, DJ Almir. We had a lot of those guys over there. Like
DJ Almir.
Yeah, we had a lot of those guys. Like we would travel to Philly for our radio show, but like show love to them and bring them on. So. Yeah, I mean,
we had a lot of guys on. You know what I mean? Shellyano, the legend, Capo, he'd be performing next Saturday at Grumpy Old Men. So, Shellyano's a Philly legend. So.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Shellyano.
Yep, yeah, Shelly's performing next week.
He's on the card next week. Yep.
But yeah, like Dot said, we have a storyline, so it makes what's going on now even better because we have such a story. And you know, after the fight, after the beef, we had a summer, and you know, we pieced it up very quick, and we were down Wildwood just partying. We partied a lot.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right,
I got a question.
Yeah.
whose idea was it to link? To say, you know what, we'd probably be better together than on opposite sides.
Yeah, they keep it 100. After we fought, we shook hands right there.
Yeah.
I think it was just like water under the bridge right after
Right
that.
there.
You know what I mean? But like
I
at
don't
the
think no
like
calls
shortly
were made
after
there.
that, we just picked up where we left off as far as like what was going on, you know, rapping around town, battling and stuff like that, and just like we would literally link up like us two, Brody, Mills, Rebel, whoever it was, M-Mark, anybody that was just happened to be around that day, we would just link up and literally go to other towns, Summerdale and other areas, and literally just show up and battle crews together.
Yeah, that
so like
really
we kind
happened.
of just picked up right where we left off with that, and then just the bright idea came after putting out a couple solo projects, and like we were like, why don't we just do this mixtape, call it Two of a Kind. We just got a bunch of industry beats, wrote it at my house for like 2 weeks, and put out a project, and then it came from a project to a group, and like later on is like to now is when we started actually having like a group movement.
Yeah, group movement. It really, I mean, and then 2018, everything that happened in 2018, 90 shows in a year, over 100 people every show. I mean, the support was ungodly.
And where were these shows?
Philly.
All Philly.
Not all Philly.
No, we went to New York, went to Texas, we
DC,
went to
Texas,
DC,
New York. Yeah, so we was all over.
We was around, but
yeah.
Philly was the majority of it. We was at Voltage, like it was our second home.
Exactly. They know us at Voltage. And the thing is, like, what I miss the most, what I can't wait to get back to, is going to other places and coming with our crowd. And like they right away, everybody's looking at us. Like who are these guys?
But this is one thing I'll say about that too. Like you wanna kind of like stand out and have like that anyway. You want to have people look at you. But one thing I'll say is, no matter where we go, no matter who, if we're just me and him showing up to a show, or with like 50 of our people and bringing a crowd to another state, like we're showing love to the other artists. There's a lot of shows where you'll see where like whether it's a competition show and there's money on the line, or just like a show in general where people don't know each other and are put on the same card, that like their group will perform and nobody else will pay attention because everybody else is artists and they got egos and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Like we try not to do that. We met a lot of people that we still mess with today just from showing love when we didn't know them. You know what I mean? Like, and rocking out to their set rather than just trying to perform and just leave or like not pay attention to the show. Like, I feel like it's always better that way. So we kind of always make a stamp like that.
It's almost like, treat people how you want to be treated. Like if we want these people to show up, if they want these people to show up and then be front row for ours, we got to be front rows for theirs. I'm talking different genres too.
Yeah,
You'll catch me and J-Dot at a fucking rock show. I swear to God.
That's facts.
Shout
out the Bugs.
Front row.
Shout out the Bugs.
My hat's falling off.
We had a couple of those.
I'm
down
throwing
the
my
shore.
hat. Yeah, straight rocking. Oh my God, me and Dot been to some rock shows. Shout out the Bugs.
Shout out the Bugs.
The Only
absolutely.
Way rock band. Check them out.
Yeah.
And even back with Vic and them with Last Try. I used to go to rock. They had a huge rock concert in the gym, in like a high school basketball gym. They just had bands everywhere. I'm just, you know what I mean?
But don't get it
front
twisted.
row.
We are spitters at the end of the day. So if you are trash,
Okay.
I mean,
That
it just is what it is.
So that's another.
I might act like I'm listening.
Oh,
But, yeah, I mean,
That's always been our MO,
it's
James.
still
We always
fuck
been
trash
there.
rappers, dog.
It's fuck trash rappers. That's our always MO. We're real
I
critical.
mean, listen, you got to have trash in order to appreciate the best.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
All right.
100%. 100%.
I mean, I'm real bad with it. I'm the worst critic. If you ask me, everybody's trash. I mean,
Yeah, I'm with you.
it is what it is. I mean, look, if they beat me in a rap, they beat me in a rap. But I just think they're trash originally.
All right, so
You know trash.
all right, so we talked about you coming up, the groups you've been in, you two beefing, overcoming that. You guys are touring. You guys performed in front of state property. You won that contest, right?
Absolutely. 2020, yeah, man. In front of free.
You guys did a lot. So let's go. You mentioned 2018. 2018 is when you start the rap battles, your own platform, and the Beats on the Beat.
Beats on the Beat started 2018. NOC Rap Battle League started in 2010.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, this is rap battles. I threw the first rap battle in South Jersey.
Yeah, like
crushed it.
Sedale made it known early on, like we have provided platforms, and like we don't really, like Lynch said, we don't really like try to brag on that or nothing, but like at the same time, like it is what it is. Like NOC started a lot of guys that still battle today.
Dre Dennis.
Bonus.
Everybody.
I'm not even gonna say it's like started Bonus, because Bonus was in
I know
the
what you're
trenches.
saying.
He was in the trenches with us when we were battling, like just pulling up the parks
Yeah.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But Dre Dennis for sure, and shout out to Dre. He's doing his thing. He's got his own league. Was on
shout out.
URL for a long time.
And he never
you know what I mean?
forgets where he started.
Yeah,
you know?
like it's a fact. Like he wasn't. I remember he pulled up to the Berlin Ciphers when Bugs was throwing the ciphers, and was just doing that with us. But like he ain't even think to even try battle rap, and we was like, nah. You know what I mean?
I heard him rap. I said you'd be perfect to battle rap, and like look where he's at now, battling Nick Cannon, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud of Dre.
Absolutely, shout out to Dre for sure. South Jersey,
he's stuck with it. He's making money. He's got houses off of battle rap. So I'm just.
But look, at the
That's
end,
what's up.
I say that to say this: like that was 2010, like literally. So that made the South Jersey scene go from just pulling up to parks how it was, because everybody was doing that. It made it more like official. Now we got a league. Now we got footage. Now we got, you know what I mean, big names coming and big matchups. It just brought a light to South Jersey battle rap, and that's what we were doing anyway. So like, you're talking 8 years before Beast on the Beat even came into play.
Wow.
Beast on the Beat. Beast on the Beat started in 2018.
So y'all started the NOC battles in
About
Camden?
2010.
In Camden?
No, first battle was in Berlin, New Jersey.
Yep.
Okay.
The
Shout
second
out
one.
to Advantage right in the back. Was that the backyard? No, Luke Ave was the first one, but
Yeah,
the
Luke
second
Ave.
one was Advantage's backyard.
Yeah, the second one, yep. And then the third one, we were underneath a boardwalk in Wildwood, and I said, time to turn up. I grabbed the Williamstown VFW, and we had the biggest event we ever had, Fight Night.
Yeah, that
NOC
started
Fight
off.
Night. J-Dot versus Works.
Yeah.
Look that up. Crazy main event battle. It was amazing.
Shout out to Works.
You know what I mean? Dre
I'm
Artist.
checking that
Dre
out.
Artist. Dre Artist, when he was Techneasy, battled in that card.
Oh, he battled.
Yeah,
right?
Techneasy.
See, 2010, 2009 to 2014, I was living in Atlanta. So
Okay.
I would only see this stuff going on social media.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you came when the NOC was still around, but you know, you're coming in, you're getting acclimated to around here again.
I want to say that
Yeah.
Fight Night event was my favorite event, just because of like what it came from. You're talking a basketball court in the first event,
And the sand.
Advantage's backyard in the second event, while under the Wildwood Boardwalk in the third event.
Yeah.
And then just said, all right, let's grab the Williamstown VFW.
Exactly.
That was-
And that's when we established our league.
That's
NOC
when
almost
that's
got-
when it actually You
Yep.
know what I mean? You had what was it, Bonus and Rebel, Dre Dennis and Prophet, me and Works, Techneasy, and who was it, Silva?
Yeah, Sean Cove and Junta.
It was a crazy card.
Crazy NOC card, local battle rappers that.
And then after that, right after that was Eness was on the next card. Eness was there that night.
Yeah, we had Eness in the middle of a
He
boxing
was there
match.
that night performing, and then he was on the next card.
Oh, Club 1800. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Amino Guns versus Eness. Look that up. That's like 50,000 views.
Yeah.
So at NOC, this is way before Beast on the Beat too. This is
Yeah,
You know,
this
so-
is we're talking an 8-year gap. Not that the NOC like continued throughout that whole 8, probably a good 4 or 5. But I mean, they shout out to Elijah and Sigu and stuff like that for still keeping the South Jersey movement
NOC
alive.
name alive,
You know what
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
look,
name alive. You know what I mean?
that's one thing I regret not giving it another shot with battle rap. I'm not gonna get too personal in the details, but like I said, I sold the NOC.
Nah, it was time to
That's
move
That's what I was
on.
going to ask you.
It was time to move
Yeah.
on from that. Even now, like if you check the landscape of battle rap in general, like 'cause I've always been a fan of battle rap too.
Me too.
Even like the bigger leagues, like it's not the same.
Just
It's
not
the
how we
same,
do
It's
it.
not the same market it
Exactly.
used to be.
It's not how we would do it. So what we did wouldn't be
oversaturated.
successful.
I feel like it's oversaturated.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a lot
so
of
much.
different leagues going on now.
Yeah.
So what Dell
Right,
said, you know, in
right.
2018, we start up the concept of Beast on the Beat. We gathered producers that wanted to do this. I said, how you feel about playing your beat face to face with somebody else? And that's all it is. They said, hell yeah, I want to get my shit heard.
Right.
Bam, Beast on the Beat started 2018.
So wait a minute. So back it up a little bit, Craig. Like, I want you guys to talk about like where that idea came from, because like prior to that, me personally, I had never heard of anything like that.
Beat battles.
From
And
Juice.
it
came
was
from
just-
Juice.
Yeah, we
What
watched
is that?
Juice. We
The
watched
DJ
Juice, and we
battle.
said, you know, we're gonna do this.
Right.
Yo, a lot
Right.
of
Craig Epps.
a lot of the idea Craigslist, baby.
Craigslist.
Yeah, a lot of the ideas that we have come up with, whether it's album ideas, mixtape ideas, platform ideas, from the NOC to Beast on the Beat, were literally just conversations with me and Lynch in my backyard on my deck. Literally just chopping it up and like brainstorming. Like the NOC just came to play. Like, yo, why don't we just try and actually do that? When Beast on the Beat came to play, it was like that had already fizzled out. The NOC had already fizzled out. So it's like, what do we do to be different now, right?
What's the next step?
Yeah, what do we do to be different? So, but at the same time, it was also like we love listening to beats. We're artists, so we listen to beats regardless. So the concept was just like, why don't we show the producer some love? Like, what is a track without the producer? Yeah, I mean, what is a song without the producer even being a part of it, let alone getting the love that he should get.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So we just kind of said, yo, like, why don't we switch it up? Nobody's doing this.
The second I heard a producer say, I didn't get credit for that song from that one artist. I said, oh, word? Let me. I got you. I'm gonna throw a beat battle event. Now you're gonna get it heard from everybody.
But that's also like things also like blossom from the idea. Like the idea originally was just an event. Like let's just throw a show like that. Beats on the Beat Volume 1 and 2 were like far apart from each other.
Absolutely. Yep.
Fast forward to like later on, like recent, it was every Friday night. It just became a movement.
We had a whole different format. We had like cash prize, but like the rounds weren't the same. It was such a different movement because I was like, let me just turn Beast on the Beat into how NOC used to be.
Yeah.
3 rounds, bam, face to face, no tournament style, just throw cards. And that's how we would just throw events.
And you see what it grew into.
So
anybody that's been to a Beast on the Beat event, like especially in the recent couple of years, knows what's up.
Yeah.
Whether we fell back from it for now or whatever, at the end of the day, like people know what it was. That was the move every
week.
So which event would you say you credit to, like, you seeing it on a whole nother plane? Like it's time to step it all the way up. You know what I mean?
What do you think, the Red Dwarf event?
What beat battle event?
Yeah. Like what event do you feel like made us look like we can make this?
We can make it happen.
I mean,
right.
I would say the Red Dwarf.
Yeah,
event.
The first one.
Beats on the Beat Volume 1, 100%.
Because even though it was a different format,
Volume 1.
Yeah, because even though it was a different format from what we're doing what we did recently, it's still nobody's ever heard of it or seen it. They're like, yo, these beat battles are crazy. And I'm like, I know. I was like, and we're like, this is the first time we're seeing it live. Yeah. Just the potential we've seen right away.
But also, coming off the same, like, blueprint from NOC, like, we already talked about how that started at a basketball court, took a couple events to even get to, like, a venue. Mm-hmm. We went straight for the venue on this one. Like, we rented out Red Dwarf Studios. They got a whole venue within the studio. Mm-hmm. So they got the stage,
bunch of rooms,
back rooms. We had, photo shoots. We
food
had,
in one room.
Food. Yeah. So like we went straight for like what we felt like worked in the NOC from our first event.
I got you.
Yeah. I mean,
we kind of knew right away.
Seems like a seamless transition.
Yeah, and we brought in. I think there was like 6 performers too, so we still had like a show. So we still had performances, which is what we did at Beast on the Beat anyway, like moving forward. But like from the rip, we had 6 performers and
like you
tournament.
Said, exactly like James said, easy transition. You got to understand, we dibbled and dabbled in both lanes. Me and J-Dot know people from the battle rap world and the music world. We combined them. We combined them for the first time in South Jersey. Everybody knows each other from what we done.
So and network. I do want to put this out too, like, and that's a great segue. Just the word network, right? Like, any time that we put together any type of, like, we always put our all into some type of platform or some type of movement. So you're talking the ABM 101 full-time radio stuff kind of had the same concept too, as far as like the artists that we're bringing in to interview, whether it's like coming up artists or whatever it is. We're also bringing in a producer that may have never intertwined with this artist or even met or made music. Like, shout out to like a couple situations. Leggy, I think, was the first one with Fifth Stone. Yeah. One of the first interviews we had. They would have never. I mean, that would have never even been a thing. But we just wanted to offer that platform to do that, and we continue to do that moving forward with different artists and different producers on the radio show.
Leggy and Fifth, Black Coleon, Sling Raw.
Yeah,
we have producer,
Black
meet
and
the
Sling
artist.
Was crazy, yeah, facts.
Yeah, we've done so many things from all different angles, man.
And we're talking artists that probably wouldn't have even thought to link with this producer, and then they do work later on. So it was a networking idea from the beginning. So the same thing with the league. You have 6 fire performers. Mm-hmm. You have 8 to 10 fire battles. So that's 20 producers. You're in the building it's up to you to do what you want with the platform, network with these producers, get some beats and put some music out. And music has been put out with artists from those events, with producers from those events.
So
definitely has. Yes,
and that's kind of what we always wanted to do it for our own satisfaction, to get our platform out there, but it's for people to network, man, and try to build unity within the city, within the town. And people, sometimes they still don't understand the concept. Why would you just throw events? And, bro, I never really cared about making money at these shits. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like we had to be the ones to do it. Who else is going to unify everybody?
Somebody had to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
What would you say was the biggest show?
All right, so the biggest NOC show we've had, definitely NOC.
You mean
Fight
just
Night.
that we've been a part of, or like platform wise?
Well, I was going since we're talking about Beats on the Beat.
Okay.
Just Beats on the Beat. Okay.
since we're
All
talking
right.
about
Okay.
that.
Well, if we, just to say, just for shits and giggles, NOC Fight Night, our first one, we got an actual venue, biggest one, other than when we had the King of the Dot pay per view. So that's that NOC.
Okay.
Beats on the Beat, the biggest event we've had is probably at the Green Room, Sling Raw JBR.
It had to be, yeah.
Yeah, Sling Raw
Yep.
JBR at the Green Room. There was like 200 plus in the Green Room.
Yo, as crazy as
floor
that,
broke.
as crazy as that night and that moment was, and I would agree as far as saying that was like the biggest impact and the biggest overall show. We had like back-to-back weeks like that though, like a month straight of
We
just
did.
like bangers.
So
like,
many people.
a lot of
just
people, just crazy
the talent
battles,
level,
like you know, what I mean,
performers
like,
coming out.
like Jay Sun started kicking up, and you had just people coming on that like were like we knew from before that like people didn't really see in the Beast on the Beats. We just started bringing in new guys to the public, not new guys to us. You know what I mean? That's when all these guys started kicking up. But I feel like the Sling Raw JBR event is what like kicked it off. That was
that might have been the
that was
craziest,
that was
bro.
the impact for sure.
I took an
100%.
Uber home that night. That's how crazy that was.
And that's when that's when the floor caved in, right?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the floor broke. I mean, what else can you say? That's a moment in itself. Like we almost
Absolute
collapsed through the
history.
green
Shout out to
room.
JBR. Shout out to JBR and Sling Raw for making history. Shout out to Beats on the Beat for having it there.
100%.
Even shout out to the Green Room. Like we broke the
Absolutely.
floor.
We almost broke their floor.
Yeah,
and
we,
fell
you know what I'm
through their
saying?
ceiling.
Like, you know, so we just had so many memorable moments. It's very hard to pinpoint. I mean, over the last 20 years. So I mean,
Shout out to Sling Ball for coming in with the T-shirts with the Michael Jordan silhouette.
no jumping.
Yeah, no jumping.
No
Yeah, he
jumping.
killed it, bro. The guy
No
who broke the
jumping.
floor.
Yeah, after the floor was
the
broke,
MJ silhouette.
you know Craig's passion, and like we've been talking about how he just snaps out over everything. Like he's hosting, so the floor is literally breaking, so he has to scream in between rounds, "No jumping, no jumping."
Yeah.
Because that's how it used to.
That's what happened,
That's
right?
how it used to be in there, though. You got 100+ people rocking to these crazy beats.
Yeah.
And it's just like everybody's jumping to them, everybody's rocking out. So yeah, shout out to Sling for capitalizing off of that.
And-
later on with the no
Exactly.
jumping with the jump.
And
man
the thing
shirt.
with these battles, the thing that people got so excited that Beats on the Beat, even if there was no beats playing, it's just the walkout, the walk to the ring, the face to face. Like everybody's like, oh, especially if they drink and they're like,
I think that's the that's the difference
it's a
with
party.
what goes on now with like in any type of situation where you make a platform, like people are going to try and branch off and do their own thing. It is what it is. But I think that's the difference though. Like the presentation, the thought behind it. Like anybody could just try to throw an event together, get producers in the building, and just face to face. That's cool. Right. Anybody could do that. But the presentation, the thought behind it, the lead up to who deserves what shot at what belt, the you know what I mean, just all that, just the
So
intros,
we do that
the
very
host,
well.
and yeah, like that's what we established that.
exactly. We
100%.
mastered that. We established that, having that organization and having it fit. I mean, you're coming to a show. You're not just coming to a showcase, an event. Like you coming to, it's no bullshit. You know what I mean? You ain't just sitting around like, what's going on next?
So,
Nah.
So you guys took a break from doing the beat battles, and you guys wanted to focus more on your music and
Absolutely.
your own craft.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we have Two of a Kind, and you guys have an album coming out.
Yes,
correct?
sir.
Yes, sir.
You guys want to talk about that album?
Let's do it.
Grumpy old men, man. So it's perfect because I'm gonna keep it real.
That's the name of the album?
Yes.
Yes.
I had a fallout with a certain producer who I just dropped a 10-month in the making solo project called The Pandemic. Yes, last time I was here.
And we're not gonna
get out. No, I'm just telling people. I'm just
We're not
telling.
gonna say that name either.
Craig
okay?
Lynch was about to quit everything.
Whoa, you got that footage too?
Yeah.
I got the image in my head from the phone call though, 100%.
Craig Lynch was about
Hey, yo,
to.
I'm done, dog.
done.
Fuck everything, man.
I was about to be out of here. For real. Never talked to a single person on the
He
planet.
texted me the whole shebang bang.
J-Dot reeled me back in.
Yeah.
He probably had 10 statuses about it too.
J-Dot reeled me back in.
Shout out J Dot.
And I was like, I just feel real grumpy. He was like, you remember that one time we talked about the Grumpy Old Men project? He was like, let's do it. Come back and we'll do that. And we've done it since the month of maybe December, January. We've been working on this album. And it's fucking extraordinary, bro.
So, all right, can we talk about how did we come come up with the concept of this album? Why made it a grumpy old man? Like what? Just because you were upset?
No.
Well, that was my reason.
Look,
But the
I mean, that
main
was his reason now to like pursue that project now. But this was already talked about before that. So like, I mean, at the end of the day, we ain't getting no younger. One, like when I say like we've been doing this since '03. Yeah, I mean, you're talking 20 plus years.
Nice.
Like literally, and just for the love of it. You know what I mean? Like not even like I got to a point a long time ago where like I don't give two shits whether or not like this pops off as far as like you know what I mean, making crazy bread off this. I've made enough money off the music just independently regardless throughout. I just do it for the love. Always have done it for the love, right? So you're talking 20 plus years of blood, sweat, and tears. So that means we ain't getting no younger. So we're already like in the older bracket, you know what I mean? And like the way that we've been approaching how the game, like the way our perspective, you know what I mean, no pun intended, like has been on the game for however long now, since probably 2010, which is why we tried to make these platforms, is just we're just nicer than, like, you know what I mean? Like these young guys today is the same as how these young guys were in 2010. Like we just look at the game like anybody that comes in is just not on that level. And I guess it comes from the competitive standpoint, and like, you know what I mean? People always say like, yo, why you always dissing the new guys? Why you always coming at how the the landscape of the game is? It's because that's just not how we want it to be. Yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. So if we got to be the grumpy guys to just out rap these new guys and come at them track after track after track, we're gonna do it.
Yeah,
so,
if we could change the demographic of the whole game, then bring them all on. You know, we're grumpy. We don't like what we hear.
Hold up.
That's it.
J. Dot, you did mention perspective,
Yeah.
right? So grumpy old men, y'all pretty much have an opposing perspective.
100%. Absolutely.
It's beautiful.
That was a great mic drop.
We're supposed to be here. That's a mic drop.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what it is. We have an opposing perspective on what the game should be. Now, like, from the outside looking in, it makes us look like we're just the grumpy guys that never made it. So we just played off that. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. We just played off it. That's not how we feel. It is what it is. We'll just rap just to rap regardless, and that. But we just played off it.
What are you expecting your listeners to get from this album?
I would say just to see the hunger and the passion, like just to. I mean, like, because the people that support us anyway have always supported us for that reason, just because we just rap. Yeah, I mean, we're two white boys that just spit. Yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. Yeah, like call a spade a spade. Like that. Like that's what they respect us for anyway. Is like, okay, like this is what people like. Well, we're just gonna go against that and just prove that we can. Yeah, I mean, one, keep up, or two, just outshine, and it just is what it is.
It just happened to be outshining for the last 22 years. So check it out. Sorry, we cocky again, confident, very, very.
It's just that Jersey.
Skilled in our craft.
Just that Jersey mindset.
That's all it is. It's the mindset. It's nothing personal. So here's the deal. What they're gonna expect from grumpy old men is something they never heard before. That's all I can say to you. It's really. It's a different album for us. It's it's like we're dropping a bomb on the comeback. We're reuniting after an album we dropped 2-3 years ago, and we came real deep, like talking about life. Like now we just don't give a fuck. Like it's just we're saying what we finally been wanting to say forever, and it's in a different form that people have never heard from us. And it's grumpy old men music. We're creating. I'm telling you now, you'll hear it, man. It's beautiful.
I like it because
like this is one of your favorite projects.
I mean, I can't downplay really any project that we've put out. Yeah. But like,
right. But I mean, the process and
it was just fun. The process of making it was fun.
We had the most fun on this, and then all right, Bet album in 2018 where we're doing the shows and going on tour. That was a cool album, but it was just a bunch of singles put together.
Yeah, that wasn't even planned to be a project.
It wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't. We just had a lot of bangers, and Grumpy Old Men was a planned, strategized movement. And then we got 5 videos coming forward. It's a movement. The Grumpy Old Men is a movement right now.
I think it just comes full circle with everything we're talking about too. Like, you know, I mean, we're trying to be humble about everything, but we also want to like take back a little bit of credit too. Like, if that makes sense. Like, we want to just take back like some type of spotlight to let you know we still here. We've done a lot already, and like. The whole concept of the album is like everything we're talking about, from the battle rap days to the NOC days, like the face-to-face battle rap, to the Beast on the Beat having just a crazy beat selection, like all these type of platforms, the fuck trash rappers from the radio show, every platform that we've laid out, it's kind of like wrapped up in an album right now.
So maybe
beat selection is crazy.
Makes
a lot of
sense.
the verses are like that type of battle rap mindset. But like with concept still, but it's still fuck trash rappers.
Yeah, to be honest with you, we always been grumpy old men.
Yeah,
there you go.
We were grumpy young men.
There you go. Yeah, we were grumpy.
We were grumpy young men, dude.
Yeah, grumpy young men
100%.
back in the day. Now we're grumpy old men.
Well, listen,
The next album gonna be called Cocky Bastard.
Let's go.
Well, listen, we got to wrap up a little bit, but before we do, I want to say, I played your music for James, all right? And you know the song that I played?
Yeah.
Kill That Scumbag.
Oh man, shout out to the scumbag.
Of all songs. Plays that.
Let me go into Kill That Scumbag.
That was my introduction.
Yes, Kill That Scumbag,
Yeah.
as we all know, is a
Shout out
diss,
to Rick.
it's a diss against
Shout out to the
Rick.
gang.
Shout out to the scumbag.
Rick had the Janky Promoters track, and I thought the track was fire.
Yeah.
I was like, Craig, this track is fire. He was like, that shit is garbage. It's trash. There's no, look at the bars. There's no double entendres and shit, and different things. Like, look at him. His wordplay is terrible.
MC Speak.
Then he came out. I was like, this shit is dope, fire. Then he came out with Kill That Scumbag. So go ahead, go into that, bro.
I mean, look, they felt some sort of way from one of my events, and they didn't perform when they wanted, and they dissed me. It was definitely unexpected. I mean, we were definitely I had a lot of plans
Definitely
with Rick.
unexpected.
We had a lot of plans with Rick, me and Two of a Kind and Scumbags. We had a lot of things going on. We had shows planned, and all came to a screeching halt. It took us a little while to respond back.
Because you wasn't going to do it at first. I was like,
Yeah.
stop that.
Yeah, we can't. Look, at the end of the day, like as much as our whatever was telling us, like, yeah, that's not even worth approaching. We can't come with the attitude we have on this album and not respond.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean,
If it wasn't for J-Dot, it wouldn't have happened. I ran into J-Dot, LA Fitness. I
Yeah.
was like, what's up? He was like,
Damn. Once again, shout out J-Dot.
Yeah, we
he said,
couldn't.
don't tell
Yeah,
nobody.
Yo, Rick
But-
might
but
have.
I'm getting Craig to come in.
Yeah.
Don't tell nobody.
Rick might have brought me up in one bar, and I'm still like, yeah, we have to do this. We've been waiting for this. Yeah, I don't want. Shout out to the scumbags. One, I don't respect where it came from, but I do respect the fact that they did it. Like, yeah, I mean, because that's the type of shit we're on. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I give Rick
Yeah,
credit because not
100%.
many people was willing to do
That's
that
what I'm
with
saying.
us.
Shout out to him for that.
Feel me? So I give a shout out to him, and he's still, to this day, you ask him, he's way better rapper than me. But you ask him that, I'm like, shout out to Rick. You gotta have that mind state though.
Yeah, that's
but to me, it's
that-
like there's levels.
That's what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
If
yeah.
everybody was on that type of time, it'd be a
Right.
better landscape. It'd
Yeah,
just be
so
what the hip hop we grew up on.
I respect Rick. We're gonna do some business. We got the scumbags coming December
shout out to the
28th. So.
scumbags.
I don't think he's a better rapper. I think he has, and I don't want to disrespect, but little gimmicks and knows how to market himself.
Yeah, I agree.
His image
100%.
game is
He knows how to
crazy.
play
He knows how to
100%.
market. There's only one
You gotta
scumbag
play
Rick,
to
and I
your
respect him.
strengths.
There's only one scumbag
Whatever
Rick.
your
I respect
strengths
him for
are.
what he did. I respect him for having the balls to fucking diss me and Dot.
100%.
That's it.
I was kind of thrown off by it because like we've been waiting for that. You know what I mean? Like, and people,
somebody to step
yeah,
up.
and people
We just
just
didn't
don't do
expect
it.
it to be him.
And people
That's
just
all.
don't do it. But it was cool.
I got two quick questions. I got two quick questions for you guys before we get to wrapping it up.
Yes, sir.
First question is, what did the people say when the battle between you two? Who did the people say won that battle?
I knew he was going.
Yeah, I feel if we're going off of just what people were saying, I think it was a good like 50-50.
Yeah.
Honestly.
He playing the safe.
Nah,
Yeah.
fuck. Nah,
I think no,
J-Dot.
seriously.
You
If you're asking
diplomat.
me, it was no shot.
Listen,
Like
I
no
knew
shot
what
at all.
You was gonna say, J.
Yeah.
Dot.
No.
I need to go ahead, Craig.
I'll put it like
Give to
this. You
the
remember
cocky bastard.
the old wars, like the movie The Patriot, where they got lines of people, they just come up and shoot each other? We had the same amount of people on each of the lines. Like,
Yo,
it was 50-50.
Damn.
James,
That's how I can see it.
James, you gonna make them beef after this, yo? They
Nah,
gonna call each other.
Nah, way past that. That's my brother.
We gonna get off air and be like, yo, Lynch, should we go back? Should we do another
Meet me outside, Lynch.
Hold up, my
They gonna be
last
like,
question
fuck
is,
OPP.
Fuck it. Throw your ones up, Lynch, outside. Fuck that.
hold up. Last question.
Yeah.
Who the better spitter? J. Dot or Lynch?
Oh,
Who
man.
is it?
We're just,
Yeah,
it's hard.
man.
It's,
He's messy.
you
yo.
can't
Yeah,
do
we
that.
can't answer that. Yeah, I mean, look.
We're too different, but
J.
we're
Yo,
two
go-
of a
Give me the
kind.
win.
Go
Give me a
back, go
win
back
this
to the,
shit.
go
We
back
had
to the
different
let,
styles.
go back to the let the people judge mixtape from 03. You know what I mean? Nah, man, look,
It's like-
look. This is my brother right here. Like
Facts,
we got true chemistry. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like there's a lot of times where in my personal life I fell back from this music shit too, and not like not like meaning to, just like, I mean, certain life shit got in the way. This is the guy that stayed consistent throughout all that. Like when we're talking 20 years plus, I don't think he took a year off.
No.
So when I hear him saying, "Yo, I'm ready to fall back this year," that was enough for me to just be like, "Yeah, nah, we're not doing that." Yeah, I mean, you've been consistent long enough, like,
Thanks,
you know what I
man.
mean. So like,
Appreciate
but
it.
we feed off each other. Like, we got plenty of verses where
I could tell.
where we go back and forth. Like we are completely different personalities, but like when we get in that like music bag, like that's where the whole two of a kind
one.
theme
Just
came
effortless,
from.
man. Especially
Yeah, I mean,
performances.
100%. Yeah.
You got to see us on stage one day, James. I'm telling you, you'd be impressed.
It's just
Definitely.
it's just like natural chemistry. Like I don't even think we rehearsed ever.
Nah, never
for
in
a
our
show.
lives rehearsed.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
We just
We
know
got
what
a
each
show
other's
next
gonna
week.
do. You know what I mean?
We got a show next week. Never before. One of the tracks, and we're gonna put on a fucking masterpiece. So it's
real.
just
It's organic.
it's organic.
You
Yeah.
can tell the chemistry between y'all. You know, you could tell you guys are brothers.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
You
That's
know,
my bro for
like,
life. And
Yeah, but at the end of the day, too, like just verse wise and like how you're talking, like, you know what I mean, keeping each other's swords sharp and just pens moving. Like when he comes up with something and he spits it to me, like that's the spitter in me is like, I ain't about to let Lynch do that to me. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
like you feel me? Like
Right.
that ain't going down. I
like that.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta come with some shit too. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's the same for him. You know?
I mean, it's been.
Listen,
I mean,
the story goes.
Hey, yeah.
The story goes for verbal intercourse. Nas wrote his rhyme 10 different times before he actually gave them that verse.
Right.
Classic verse. So
Crazy.
I get that.
right,
yeah,
right.
you know what I mean. And similar, J Dot had a song. We were on Large on the Streets, or no, it was called "Move a Little Different." And I said, "Dog, what? How am I gonna even come close to this?" And I spit one of the hardest verses I ever spit, just because I'm like, damn, I can't let. Feel me? So it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're a group, but like we really go we go in on the verses, and you try to kill each other on the verse, but it makes it a good
Right.
song.
As you should. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's
So-
love.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right,
That's
well,
love.
no,
I
that's-
appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
most
Appreciate
definitely.
y'all.
Honored,
man.
honored, man. It's an understatement.
This was a great episode. As he said, thank y'all for coming.
Absolutely.
Really
Thanks for
appreciate
having
you.
us, bro.
One thing I want to say is never let anything become between you guys.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
You know, just realize, like you said, y'all are brothers, and you know, like what James tried to do, talk shit and come between you guys.
Yeah.
Keep handling it. Just like that.
We're just-
you feel me?
Facts,
You feel me?
Media training.
And,
Yeah,
um,
that's it. Media
this-
training.
and I just want to say I'm proud of you guys that you guys are still
Thank you, bro.
going with everything, and you guys are definitely an inspiration for real, for real.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
man. That means the world, man. We're deadly. We're deadly as individuals, but together, we're just an unstoppable force. And you're gonna see it, man. Grumpy Old Men, July 4th.
Yeah, it might be 20 years plus, but at the end of the day, look at this as the beginning. Grumpy Old Men drops July 4th. After that, we got project after project coming.
Let's go.
Video drops that day. Album releases next week. If y'all not doing
Yes,
anything,
please
right
come
now,
to
or
the
doing
album
something,
release party.
Be in the building. You feel me?
Yes.
Yeah, shout out Two of a Kind. Thank you. How can they find you? Drop your IG, social
Yeah.
media.
So we are 2 of a Kind 100 on Instagram, man. Check us out, 2 of a Kind 100. All of our, we everywhere, man. 2 of a Kind music. Hit up the Cash App. You want to donate towards the sponsorship, towards the
Make
project.
sure y'all donate.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
man.
We all over the place. 2 of a Kind. You know what kind it is. 2 of_a kind.
Your
The
pers-
AK is capital, man.
Your personal IG?
Yeah. Craig Lynch 100, man. Actually, I got my shit hacked. Craig Lynch 100,000.
Oh,
So
shit.
I can't get into it, but my shit gains followers all
Who
the
we
time.
blaming
About
for that?
100 to 100,000.
I
Blame
still
Craig,
don't know what
yeah.
happened to my Instagram, but like we were heavy on the 2 of a Kind Instagram. But you know, Craig Lynch on Facebook. I got my own Facebook page. J Dot got his.
Yeah, at J
Talk
dot
to
eight at J.TYM, just JDOTTYM on Instagram and Facebook. Shout out to the TYM gang, Advantage, Berlin Roots. You know what I mean? So yeah, personal J.TYM on everything. Instagram, Facebook.
That's
Check
what's
us
up.
check us both out together on the gram too.
Yeah, man.
A lot of stuff coming, man.
A lot of stuff. Next month we in the Bronx,
Another
baby.
dope discussion, baby.
Let's go.
Hey, that wraps up Opposing Perspectives. I'm your host, Sedale.
And I'm your boy James, aka Ralph's favorite.
And you can find us on all social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, IG, at Opposing Perspectives. Make sure you hit and like, hit that subscribe. No, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification
Hit
bell.
that
Hit that notification bell too. Facts. Yo, appreciate y'all,
You know what
man.
kind it is.
Yeah.
Fire.
I gotta
Absolute
get y'all
fire.
doing a quick drop tune in.
Black party down.